Hi everyone, I'm Yangji Wen and I go by Rock. I was born in China and studied art in the US, and now I moved to Calgary to live with my wife and explore the beauty of Canada and Calgary. I began to develop my interest of art since I was very young, and I went to Columbia College Chicago and study interior architecture, but soon I changed my major to fine arts because I think that will help my work to be more accessible to the general public. I consider myself as a conceptual artist because I think my mind and the concepts in my mind are the most powerful tool in my art. I studied painting, sculpture, and photos and art histories, a lot of different things at school, and which helped me to develop my concepts and learning what are the medias I can use to support my ideas of art. So I began to learn using analog camera and large format cameras when I was in sophomore year. Columbia Chicago probably has the largest darkroom in the world. It's a whole floor, and we had 30, 40 enlargers there. And back then the darkroom manager Robert, he is probably one of the best person in the world to me, and he introduced to me large format photography and lent me a camera for 2 years. So I had this unique and great opportunity to learn and to practice. I ended up getting my own cameras because I love it so much and I want to use it a lot more in my own art making. Later I transferred to School of the Art Institute of Chicago, where I got the chance to meet more artists and fellow students. At my final thesis, I exhibited this work called Death is a Valley. It's 3 panels of hand-brushed silver gelatin prints on paper, and the story behind this project is very interesting. So those 3 images was taken during a road trip with my friend to Death Valley. We managed to get there at the sunset. It's at the very end of the sunset, only 20 or 30 seconds till the whole world goes pitch dark. And somehow my friends accidentally gave me a roll of film that's expired 2 years ago. So with all those combined, the death theme is just popped in my head. There's of course, first it's Death Valley, and second, at the very end of the day, it's Death of the Day, and then there's the death of the film. It is the moment that inspired me to recognize the, I think, true difference between film and digital. The film has a life to it, and when we are taking pictures, we're trying to capture our memory. So the things being captured and our memory itself, they also have a life. So since we captures won't last forever, and we probably won't remember all the things forever too. So by using a film to capture those moments, we subconsciously create or associate with the sense of everything has their time, has their life to it. I started this project called Contemporary Ruin when I was in Chicago, but now I'm also carrying it on in Calgary. I don't know if you have the same sense as I have. When you're walking at night, you feel like the moon is following you, and when you live in a large city with all those high-rise buildings, sometimes you can feel like those buildings are also following you as well. Living in large cities like Chicago and Calgary is also a unique experience. All those cities also has their life and history, And when we are looking at those high-rise constructions or just any constructions in the city, it creates a pattern for the city which contains the history and also lays the foundation for the future of the city and people who lives in there. In order to capture the pattern and the details, I use my large format camera with tilt and shift to flatten the image as much as possible so we can look at it from a unique perspective and study them more closely. I would also like to expand out my adventure in nature, explore the great Alberta, and find my own creative paths in the country of wild rose. Thanks for watching, and if you want to learn more about the art I'm making, please visit rockandartist.com. And I really appreciate your time listening to my story. And if you have any ideas or advice you want to share with me, please feel free to contact me as well. Thank you.